Okay, time now is 11:42 a.m. on January 6th. I slept from 3:50 and I went to bed at 3:50. I didn't immediately fall asleep, but I did fall asleep quite fast to 10:30. I left the bed at 11:30 because that's when I set the alarm, but I naturally woke up at 10:30 because of this. Um, it's funny because I think I think it's just him. I think he's the kind of person who, the moment he wakes up, he just makes a lot of noise, a lot of banging and banging, door slamming. If he wakes up, the whole apartment needs to wake up. So I'm glad he's moving out in a month because all the other roomies are quiet as fuck. Um, but anyway, who cares? That's still um, 6.5 ish, maybe 7 hours, which is really nice. I feel a little better. Could be better. I could sleep more than that, but yeah, it's definitely an upgrade. And the reason why I'm able to wake up this late is because um Retablo's car is still broken. It's still broken and um it sort of ruins the entire plan. So the original plan is we're going to Alhambra for breakfast to try Cantonese food. And then we'll watch The Boy and the Heron in Hollywood. And then we'll have lunch at Little Tokyo. And then we'll go to Uniqlo at downtown LA. And then we'll go to Koreatown for Korean barbecue. But now that there's no car, we can only go to one or two places. So last night, I and him came up with a new plan. Um, I suggested going to Little Tokyo and then Koreatown because Koreatown is still fun, and also it's closer to my place, and I can just take a bus for half an hour and return. Um, so we're still going to Little Tokyo to have lunch, and we're still gonna, walk around Little Tokyo. I don't think that's a very cool place, but maybe it is. Who knows? And then Koreatown. They didn't want to go to Koreatown because it takes half an hour from Little Tokyo to Koreatown, which is, as a Hong Konger, that's fine by me. Like, I take metros, MTRs in Hong Kong all the time. Even if it's a whole hour, I'll do it. So this is nothing to me. But for them, it's a bit of a hassle. And I really wanted Korean barbecue in Koreatown because that seems really nice. But um, they ended up saying, "Oh, what if we just find Korean barbecue in Little Tokyo?" There are. It's just that they're not really Korean barbecue. You know, you don't have a grill in the middle of the table and grill the meat on it. They already cook the dish for you, like a regular restaurant. Then that wouldn't be Korean barbecue. But you know what? At this point, who cares? As long as there's food, I'll eat it. As long as I get to hang out with people, it's cool. So yeah, there's that. Um, yeah. So it's cool. It's whatever. So I'm just gonna arrive at Little Tokyo at 1 p.m. It's gonna take me about an hour to get there. Um, I think by metro or something. Um, so yeah, yeah. Sucks. If I had the U Pass transportation card right now, I wouldn't have to worry about going places. Like, taking time is fine, but having to pay every time fucking sucks. Um, but yeah, and I don't think I'll go anywhere tomorrow. I finally have the Fallen Angels Blu-ray. It's a real thing, and I'm glad I only paid $26 for that. And my mom confirmed it for me last night that eBay did refund me the money. Um, so I only paid $26 for that. Yeah, the slipcover is kind of damaged and I hate it, but it's better than nothing. And the Blu-ray box itself is still there. It's still good. So yeah, I have it now. It's awesome. I'm happy and can't wait to show it off. Um, And yeah, excited for USC still, very insanely excited. Last night I spent some time looking at the USC map, just learning about all these schools. Viterbi School of Engineering, Rosier School of Education, this school of that, something school of something. It's crazy huge, and you know, I feel like by being in Santa Monica for 1.5 years, I've explored maybe 30% of it. You know, of course, 5% of Santa Monica is just film, and I've explored every single inch possible in film, I think. In terms of like the place, CMD, and the sound stages, but also the people, I think I've explored a lot of them already. But other departments I also get to, dive around and mess around with, because I took a couple STEM classes. I took a psychology class, and I had to go to the Human and Societies Social Sciences building. I took a photography class, so I went to that other building. But yeah, this one is going to be even bigger, and I hope I somehow get to visit all of those buildings and have memories in all of those buildings, and that would be pretty crazy. But yeah, I'm just gonna go out and randomly barge into those two people, grab a bowl, and maybe have cereal if the milk isn't spoiled. If it's spoiled, I'll have a cookie. Or two cookies. Yeah. And also, if we're staying in Little Tokyo the whole day, then there's Niji Market there. If we go to Koreatown, there's H Mart, which is also really cool. But I can buy a little more stuff, Yeah. Yeah.
We were scared when you missed the transit thing.
Thank you for taking my calls and everything.
No, yeah.
I called you like 15 times.
No tienen alguien or whatever. They're like this for like here. Almost. Bro, you got the phone group. Uncle Richard, yeah. Apparently, he got lifted up by a ghost while he was in Okinawa.
Take with me to the grave.
He got the phone grip, Fuimo.
I got the death.
Why is there an eggplant on Mount Fuji?
That's strange.
Anthony.
You guys gotta go in there?
This is like San Isidro, but for weebs.
Why is there an eggplant on Mount Fuji?
That's strange.
Is it in here or is it like somewhere? With the exception of the first Iron Man, I have all of Phase 1 on 4K right now anyway, so it's like...
Oh, really?
No problem.
Huh. Bro.
It has that same pastry thing when we went to the mall, like, I don't know how many years ago, remember? There's so many episodes. that? No,
Yeah.
$4.
$4 is fine.
Yeah. Dude, it's Coco. No, but it's gonna be you can't upload called Namek. I'm like, you got 5 minutes before this whole like planet explodes. And for over 6 episodes, they basically spent that time fighting each other within the 5-minute time span. But you can't. If they have a Tetsuya Mashita album, I'm buying it.
What?
If they have a Tetsuya Mashita album, I'm buying it.
Okay.
I'll take the CD, $89.
Okay.
Could you ask for the CD?
How about the CD?
I'll buy the CD. Oh, we're not doing 5 Ice? Oh, yeah. Here, we'll do that one again. I got it.
Panaderia. What do they do?
Wait, oh, you know, show me how far your house is from here.
Yo, we all sitting.
There's 3 over there.
Oh my god.
So here's the marinated calamari. Could you also... baby octopus. Can we get some orange juice too?
Alright. So you want a marinated calamari or baby octopus?
Both.
Oh, both. Yeah, that is the Sorry guys.
I know. That's not bad.
I thought it was
Yeah, I thought like the either way it was gonna be hot. Like I wouldn't touch that.
right. I
You thought it's a lid?
I didn't register that it was metal.
Bro, I thought it was a lid too. I didn't know that was
Yeah.
the grill.
Thank you. Okay.
Okay, we can tell the story now when they're not around. Yeah.
I give you more napkins.
Thank you. This motherfucker reached over and grabbed that top man. One on the end, one on the bottom.
Wait, use your one hand to serve?
No, like you use 2 hands, like one, like you're like this, like you're doing a wine bottle. Yeah. Cheers, man. Yeah, sure. That's how often I'll be able to try out. It's okay, dude. You sure me? Thank you. Wait, is this one cooked, you know? I'm pretty sure it's cooked, right?
I don't know.
Oh, you're not getting one of this?
No, you can.
Oh, lady. Thank you very much.
Yep.
Thank you.
Go, guys.
And I was like, forward with my head. I don't know what happened. You were splashed all over yourself. Dude, I thought like we were gonna die.
I was like, oh, it's a power outage?
I was like, get down.
What is with this?
Another one.
Another one.
I don't think it's cooking.
It might have been shut off. I think it's gonna come back.
Yeah, it just needs to reheat.
Man.
Ready for this? Hold on.
Hell yeah, we got a season both sides.
Oh, it's wrong. All right, time now is 1:39 a.m. in the morning. I'm so tired. So yeah, today is definitely a day to be remembered because it is a humongous adventure. Even though Retablo's car broke down, we still managed to have an adventure of a huge scale. I think I forgot when is the last time I had such a big adventure. It feels like it's been a while. I don't think it's been that long since I've had an adventure of this scale. I mean, to be fair, when I and Pink ate sushi roll at Sumsacho and then we went to Causeway Bay to buy clothes, I feel like that was also kind of an adventure in and of itself. But I don't know, it's just this is different, you know. I mean, when it comes to adventures in LA, it's been a while since I've been to one, you know? It's been a while. I don't know, maybe going to the Huntington Gardens with Thomas. But anyways, I woke up, I ate a couple donuts, I chilled, my milk is spoiled as expected, but it's fine because I already finished most of it. I already got the nutrients out of most of it. I ate a couple mini donuts and then I left. I took a train, it was chill. I went to Little Tokyo and I arrived at around 1:05 p.m. and then I saw Retablo and the gang. I saw Retablo, his brother, and two other guys. And then we proceeded to spend like 5 hours in Little Tokyo. I've never spent this much time in Little Tokyo. So there are two other guys, Jake and Jared. So Jared really wanted to go there because he's a big Japan fan, I guess. He's huge on anime, and he even changed his phone into Japanese, which is kind of funny. I don't know why, even though I'm a bit of a weeb myself, you know, and I love like Japanese culture and everything. But for some reason, I feel like I'm more like I just feel like I hate to say this, but I feel like I'm just a better weeb than like your average American weeb. And I'm not saying he is average. You know, he changed his phone to Japanese and he's planning to go to Japan for 5 months. That's not average. You know, he's dedicated. But given that I went to Tokyo and went to Japan and I did a few solo trips, and given that culturally Hong Kong and Japan is so similar, you know, of course, compared with American culture, and also how fast I picked up Japanese words, I'm like, this is easy, you know. But that's probably not true. Anyways, we immediately found a spot for lunch, and it's a ramen place. I got myself spicy tonkatsu ramen. The rest of them ate curry rice. And I didn't even plan to eat that much, but I ended up eating the whole bowl, and it's really nice. But damn, I should have saved some space for tonight's, for the dinner, for the absolutely insane dinner. Anyways, uh, yeah, anyways, we had dinner. After dinner, we walked around Little Tokyo from one store to another. So even though I've been to Little Tokyo maybe 20 times already, maybe 15 times, I don't know. I've been to Little Tokyo a lot of times already. And I've never really went into these figurine stores, especially in that area, in that village area, which is just packed with tourists, because they're mostly overpriced and they're tourist traps, and the figurines are basically very mid, like they're all Demon Slayer and One Piece and, you know, the usual basic stuff. But you know, it's still cool that I got to go to all these stores, and we ended up finding two stores that I genuinely liked. But one of the stores is in an underground mall, and it was kind of big, and we were all sort of disappointed by these stores. But like that one store there, was legit good. It has like secondhand Blu-rays, and you know I'm in this huge Blu-ray craze right now. There are a lot of good figurines. I found Hololive figurines, and I'm like, oh okay, and now I'm invested in this shit. There are mangas there, and there are all sorts of other merch, and it was really nice. And I wish I had more time to just look around. Another store that we were pretty impressed by was we went to Milay's Crepe. There are only a few spots in LA, or I think only a couple of spots in LA that has Milay's Crepe. One is in Sawtell, and you know, a whole year ago, back in December of 2022, I and Zara already tried the creme brulee crepe, which is amazing. Um, so we went there, and originally, one of the guys, got a Malay crepe for themselves. And we sort of chilled, but we ended up getting Malay crepes ourselves, and Retablo even paid for me, which is insane. I can't thank him enough for that. But I got um the mango custard Malay crepe, and it tastes really good. Um, but yeah, again, I should have saved some stomach space for the dinner. But yeah, I feel like it's kind of like a shock for me because for the last 10 days or 11 days, I didn't eat a lot. Or actually, since I returned to LA in round four until maybe a week ago, I didn't eat a lot of food, you know? And I feel like I've lost weight. But suddenly I've gained weight again today, just from today, because I suddenly ate a lot of food today. And it's crazy and I feel uncomfortable. Like when I went back home, I immediately went to the bathroom. I feel like my stomach was about to explode. Um, but yeah, so we had Malay's crepe, and then we went to another store around the corner. It was not around the corner. It was like a little bit obscure, a little to the side, but it's huge. And that store was impressive because there are JoJo figurines and there are Monogatari series figurines, which is just insane. They are I love the Monogatari series, and as much as I want to buy them when I go back to Tokyo, because of course if I buy figurines in Tokyo, it's gonna be cheap as hell because you don't have the shipping fee, and everything's in LA is pricey. But but here's the thing: I don't think I'll ever go back to Tokyo until like at least 2 years later. And I saw this Hanekawa Tsubasa figurine, and I'm like, holy shit, it's beautiful. I love the series. I really like her character. I just want it so bad. And I struggled. I'm like debating myself. It's $30. It's expensive as hell. And I'm like, yeah, okay, screw it. There's another Tsubasa figurine, and that was $15. But it's it's not the right pose. It's like this, and it's just like it's not really the right pose. And also, she's not wearing glasses. That's half the attraction gone. Like Hanekawa Tsubasa is designed to have glasses on her face, you know. So I actually got one. Um, so right here, that box, that's ignore the overfilled trash bin. I'll figure that out tomorrow. But yeah. Um, and then yeah. So I got a figurine. I'm like, fuck it, I'll get it. It's fine, $30, whatever. I paid even more for the Memories of Murder Blu-ray. To be fair, that's a whole movie. This is just a figurine, but still. Um, I got the figurine, and then we ended up calling a bit of an Uber to Glendale, where we went to their hotel. I went to their hotel. It's just four guys with on two beds essentially, but it's chill, and it stinks of body odor. It's hilarious. I'm sure it isn't me, the body odor, because I'm Asian and I don't smell. But I think it's really cool because I remember sitting beside Kingsley back in Form 5, and like he smells, but he's a very athletic person, so it figures. But I just realized that I never smell like that. I've never smelled like that. Even Nick has body odor, I think. Anyways, um, we left. I sat at the shotgun seat and I helped Retablo navigate, and we went to the Wee Korean barbecue restaurant. We as in WI, and we waited for maybe 20 minutes, and then we got a seat. And holy fuck, I just had the most expensive meal I've ever had in LA. Period. Full stop. It's insane. It's $50 essentially. And here I thought, because there's another one, the one Bree organized, um, Bree or Birkin, back in I think August or June 2023. It's like the sad, pathetic rap party that we had. And that one was like 40 something dollars. And then I thought, oh, we is probably like cheaper. It's probably, cheaper, 30 something bucks is a done deal. So there's like it's all you can eat, so you can literally just order whatever meat you want. Which is probably a mistake. I should have gone with cuz the one I went to with Brie and Birkin, that was like not all you can eat. You just order and then they come. This one is actually all you can eat. But we had such a fantastic experience. Like we had everything from chicken bulgogi to pork brisket to beef steak to calamari squid. And it all tastes great. The sides are amazing. It's got kimchi and mashed potatoes and macaroni, and it's got refillable raspberry iced tea. We also had soju. We didn't even fucking finish it. We spent like $11 on that watermelon soju, and we didn't even finish it. I drank like 3 shots, and all the other people drank less than me. But yeah, it's such an insane meal. It's so insane. It's one of those meals where you sort of don't eat anything for breakfast and lunch just so that you can just eat everything in dinner. I feel like I consume 3,000 calories. It's just nonstop. There are not one, but 2 moments when we had the meal when suddenly all lights turn off and the staff sing happy birthday with a colorful strobe light stick. It's hilarious. And it's insane. I mean, it's great, and yeah, it's $50, but it's like once a year thing. It's a once a year thing. I've done it in January. I'm not fucking doing it for the rest of the fucking year, unless I get rich, which I don't think I will, because I already spent $36,000 on USC. That's why I need to look for a job. I'm definitely going to the bookstore and the library next Monday to apply for a job, and I'll definitely try my best to find a scholarship. I hope I will eventually find one, even if it's like a couple $1,000s. Honestly, a couple $1,000 scholarship sounds so stupid. Might as well don't have it. Like, what difference does it make? I'm paying like $70K per year. $70K per year for 2.5 years. That's $140K, and then $140K, $175K. Yeah, $175K. A couple $1,000 is like nothing. That's less than 1%. Yeah, I don't want to do math now, but yeah, that's less than 10%. So I don't know. I hope I find scholarships that take an entire semester out, like a $30K scholarship. I hope I can do that. We'll see. Plus the fact that I'm spending $1,500 on the short film is insane. to be fair, it'll still be cheaper than Information Blackout. Information Blackout was 20k Hong Kong dollars, which is insane for a short film this bad. 20k for absolute forgettable garbage is honestly monumental. I'll probably never forgive myself for this shit because I spent 69 US dollars on cloud busting, and it's like a million times better. Even though it sounds bad, like the audio quality is bad, but like the story is like a million times better. It looks way better because that's the power of framing and composition, you know. And then Love and Death is super cheap. It's 900 and something US dollars, and it's like I love it, you know. Anyways, I digress. We had the Korean barbecue, and then they drove me home. That's it. So, yay. And not much else. This is very interesting because, like, aside from Retablo, I've never seen the three other guys before. I've never seen the three other people before, but I got along with them pretty well. I think it's just the trust I have for Retablo extends to his friends too. So it's like I don't know who they are, but if Retablo's friends with them, they're probably nice. Like that's how much trust I have in this situation. But also I'm just really glad that something like this happened because this doesn't happen often. I feel like sure, I mean, you know, back in Hong Kong. Okay, let's not talk about Hong Kong because this is LA, it's a different world. And here it doesn't happen often. Like, I think, you know, I and Potter and Pink and Pepper went shabu shabu in Sawtell. That was interesting, but that's like 1.5 years ago, and we will probably never come together again. You know, this one is a legit fire because I get to talk to everyone. Like, Jared is a huge anime fan, so we talked a bit about anime. Jake is a huge is a movie buff, and he collects a lot of 4K Blu-rays, so we can talk a lot about that. And you know, Retablo's into music, and we also talk a lot about that. And it's like I can talk to anyone about that because we're all arts people, and I'm into movies and music and animes. So it's really really nice. I hope I gained weight from that. I hope I grow big and fat from that. And I hope I continue to grow big and fat from everything. I hope I grow big and fat from the meal plans. If the USC meal plans work out, and if they're a cheaper, more financially stable option, then might as well, you know, might as well. I don't know. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. USC meal plan is probably not cheaper. It's like $14.5 per meal. That's like if I cook myself, it's like $8, $9 per meal. You know, I don't know. I need to consult, but yeah, very good day. I think the last 3 days, including today, has been really good. Yeah, has been really good, really interesting, and honestly, a 180, not exactly 180, but like an improvement, a big improvement from the very terrible, you know, Mexico experience. Very stressful Mexico experience that I had. Oh, shut up. Yeah. And nothing else. Obviously, I did not talk to Cliff today about the shot list. Cliff just DM'd me saying, let's just talk about it on Tuesday. And I'm like, sure. Let's do it in person, actually. So, yeah. Hopefully my short film works out. I asked Miles, I think a couple of nights ago, if he's interested. And he's immediately like, oh, yeah, I'm totally down. Can you just show me the script? And I'm like, sure. And then he's like, oh, yeah, I'm totally down. So, we'll see. I may need to ask him to do an audition, but honestly it's kind of pointless because I wrote this role with Miles in mind. Because Miles immediately came to my mind when I wrote this role, And then Glenn is like the only Hong Kong actor I know here. He has to work out. And then the other person is probably really good. I don't know. But yeah, who cares? You know? The art department is doing really well. Yesterday, Benny found some printing filaments. I don't know what that means. And then Yilin and Ken were like, oh, nice, you know, sick. So the art department is doing their thing. It's crazy because I've never had a short film of this scale and have people to just be like, it's already 2 a.m., fuck me. To have people to just be like working in such a scale where sometimes they're doing things and I'm not even aware. Like, I don't know, in Love and Death is probably... Okay, Information Blackout is probably the biggest short film I've done, but it's also the most short film. Like, there's no pre-production. A bunch of camera people just showed up with a bunch of equipment, just waiting to see what happens, which is ridiculous, which is absolutely insane, and I don't know why they're okay with it. And I just paid them all, and they used an FX6. Like, what? Why? For me, why? Like, I don't know. I don't even know if it's FX6. They use a good camera, but like, it's just, I don't know. But this time it's good. This time this is actual filmmaking. There's an art department. There's a camera department. It's, you know, we're moving on. You know, we're moving like a train. But yeah, today's crazy. I just feel bad. I feel guilty for spending so much money in one day. I mean, I already spent a lot of money on the Mexico day. And a lot of money buying Ralph's and Trader Joe's and then the tuition. Like, fuck. And I'm trying to make excuses like, oh, well, other people spend even more money than me. But that doesn't... 36K just beats everyone out of the park. Nobody spends 36K on school. Like, not a lot of people do that. So I don't know. Scholarship. That's the only answer right now. But yeah, I'm still very excited about... I'm insanely tired right now. Like, the moment I went back home and took a shower, it hit me. The tiredness hit me, and I'm so sleepy right now. But yeah, I am very excited about USC. I'm very excited about Monday. Extremely excited, perhaps. Hopefully I get the transportation pass immediately. Hopefully I land a well-paid job at the library or the bookstore or whatever. And hopefully I make friends at the CTCS 300. Yeah, hopefully I make friends at my class. I already have 2 people, you know, for failsafe, but I want to make some Asian friends. I gotta meet up with the Asians. At the end of the day, I feel more connected around Asians. And I'm sure there's an endless influx of Chinese people. I'm sure I can make a couple friends there, you know. But yeah, it's only gonna be the first day, but yeah, you know. Yep. Ooh, if I run into a Hong Konger on the first day of USC, that would be absolutely balls. I don't think there will be, because we're a really rare breed, but in LA, but you know, we'll see. Yeah. Alright, time now is 12:56 afternoon on January 7th. Yeah. I went to bed at 3:40, but I didn't sleep until like 4 something, because of the banging door. And then I think I woke up at around 11:30 and I stayed on my bed until 12:30. But yeah, so the door, of room 5 kept banging when I was trying to sleep. And it's still doing that now. I don't know what the fuck is happening. I think it's one of those things where the windows are open inside the room. And so there's wind coming in and out. But the windows are not open on the outside. Like in the living room. So the door keeps like budging back and forth. And I tried to, like, I left my bed, I went outside, and I tried to do something to that room. I first thought the door didn't close properly, so I tried to close it. It's already closed, so I'm like, fine, fuck it, I'll ignore it, I'll go back to sleep. And it's still doing it, and it's doing it even worse. It's like, bam, 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 bam. I'm like, what the fuck, it's 4 a.m., I'm trying to fucking sleep. So I tried to, like, grab something, like a door stopper. I tried to use my, my thing, my alcohol white bottle to stop it, but it's too light. It's impossible. So at the end, I just gave up and I just slept with the banging. But yeah, it's great that I'm able to have such a big sleep. You know, I feel rejuvenated. I feel good. I feel nice, and yeah, it's if I wake up late and naturally, I don't feel as cold. Because in the mornings, you know, in the last few days, I wake up and it's fucking cold as hell. But yeah. Also, it's good that tomorrow the class begins at 2 p.m., so I don't have to wake up extremely early for the class. But I still definitely need to sleep earlier. I think 3:40 is a good achievement. But the fucking thing is the banging door. I really want to go to bed at 3. That's my goal. 3. But yeah, I think I'm gonna stay at home the whole day today. I'm gonna fix my hair. See, right now the issue with my hair is, the sides are softened, which is nice, but these parts, okay, right now you don't really see it, but last night you could tell because the top of my hair is now flat for some reason. So my hair turns into a square. Which is disgusting. So I want to do the down perm again and like do the corners, these 2 corners, which right now is smooth. But yeah, this is I want my hair to pop up a little bit though. I don't know how to do that, but yeah, I look like a helmet now again. So there's that. And then yeah, I'm just gonna chill. I'm just gonna chill, and I'm going to yeah. I'm still thinking about calling Cedric. I can call him anytime. It's not urgent, but definitely want to do that at some point. Yeah, and I want to clean up my room even more. So it's not over yet. The cleaning. The moving in. I mean, these stuff is still a mess. This is still a mess. I haven't cleaned that part yet. Haven't cleaned all this. I want to get my figurines out and like lay them here. And my closet's still a fucking mess. Like I still need to fold all the clothes and all that jazz. So I'm gonna try to do that today. I'm gonna film an anime review. And yeah, that's pretty much it, I think. That's pretty much it. Yeah, not much else. Just gonna prepare for tomorrow. Prepare for the battle. The battle begins tomorrow, and it's going to be awesome. I don't know. I don't want to have any expectations because setting up expectations often lead to disappointments. But can I just meet some Asian friends in that class, please? Yeah. I don't know why, but like I think it works every time like that. Like, even in Santa Monica, I ended up Asians are like the people I'm friends with the most. Like I end up gravitating towards Asians ultimately. You know, Cliff is a Malaysian, Aoba is Japanese. You know, loosely, but we don't talk about her. Um, so yeah, I don't know. We'll see. And yeah, I'll go to the bookstore and the library to apply for a job. I'll go to the transportation place to, you know, whatever, to get the card, and let's hope everything works out. And I'm gonna go to Ralph's and then try the free lift thing. I checked, it's free now, but only at a very particular time, at a very particular place. But it should be free. But even if I had to wait for the bus or whatever, if I have the transportation card, it should be free as well, which is very important. But yeah, not much else. I'm feeling okay. Yeah, Leslie, I think a couple days ago, she had lunch with like Victor the Mexican and Destin, and it's like, oh, why do they get to hang out, you know? But at the same time, I don't care anymore, and also it's kind of in line with Leslie's personality. She just has lunches with people all the time, like, so it's almost like a good thing. I never like became, you know, close to her because she's the kind of person who would just go around with other boys and just cheat. Because she's just that extroverted. She's just that, you know, comfortable with the world. I don't want a girl who's that comfortable with the world. Yeah. Yada yada. She's only memory. I don't know if I'll see her ever again in my life. Aside from the Ends and Means premiere, which will be like a year from now or something. So, yeah, I don't need to see her anymore either. Yeah. I'm gonna have breakfast, which I'm gonna keep it simple today. Bread and peanut butter. That's it. I already had so much food last night. And then for lunch, I got dumplings. I got dumplings. I don't know, I need to think. Yeah. Yeah. All right, time now is 11. My hair. 02 p.m. Yeah, just finished dinner, which is some skinless chicken thighs, heavily seasoned with paprika and curry powder, and it still tastes like regular chicken, but it's an improvement. At least I've seasoned a lot more. Cheese ravioli, tomato sauce, and then some simple spinach salad. Not a big meal, but fine. Given how much I ate last night, today I can go simple, it's okay. Also, the lunch I had today, with the dumplings and the cheese and mushroom and salamis omelet, that one's a lot too. And I may eat some ice cream later, or I don't know, like cake. There's actually quite a bit of food. I may drink some juice, like fruit juice. Yeah, so it's good. It's chill. Yeah, so not much happened today, which is great. Very much needed rest and preparation for tomorrow. For what tomorrow has to offer. I just spent a lot of time chilling, not doing anything. I filmed an anime review. Thomas randomly called me in the afternoon before I did the review, which is a little not ideal because I would like to keep my voice clean and pure when I do the reviews. Not, you know, rasping it, make it more rasp by talking, but it's whatever. It's kind of hilarious that I'm like Thomas's only friend. So, anyways, yeah, I think aside from Potter, Thomas might be my longest running friend, which is hilarious. But anyways, I have nothing else to say. I still haven't fixed my room. My room's still a mess. I need plastic bags. I realize that. I'm beginning to really run out of plastic. I know I do have a bag of bags, but I want to have that for emergency. But it's going to be fixed tomorrow because I'm going to Ralph's tomorrow. And I still have yet to do my hair. I received an email from the Vietnamese American professor about, um, the class that I'm taking tomorrow, the CTCS 300. And it says it's sent via Blackboard, which is basically Canvas but for USC. And it's not as cool as Canvas, It's still a very dumb interface. I immediately went to Blackboard to check it. I can't fucking find it. I don't know why. Something's wrong, and I don't know what's happening. But right now I'm doing the safety and wellness tests for USC, the online courses for safety and wellness, which is so boring and it takes so much time, and you don't need to teach me about diversity and equity and inclusion. I know about that stuff. I appreciate the effort though, but yeah. Not much else. Oh yeah, when I had dinner, I think right after I finished dinner, my new roommate finally showed up. And it's very funny. He's a Chinese guy, as expected. And I sort of was already able to guess that it's a Chinese guy. He's very quiet. He barely goes out, so it's a dude. And it's a shy, shut-in dude, like me. And I guess that he's Chinese because it's USC. All the people here are Chinese anyways for some reason. So it's a Chinese guy. He showed up randomly and he's so awkward. He's like, hey, fuck, there's a mosquito. He's like, hey, are you Chinese? Do you speak Chinese? Like, that's the first thing he asked. I think he asked that because when I was eating, I was looking at YouTube videos and I saw a YouTube video that is in Mandarin, but it's made by a Taiwanese person, I think. And I was able to watch it because it has Chinese subtitles. If it's just purely in Mandarin, I would probably be kind of confused. So he came out and he's like, hey, do you speak Chinese? Where are you from? And I'm like, Hong Kong. He immediately asked me, are you from China? And I'm like, no, Hong Kong. And I was a little bit scared that may offend him, And then he's like, okay. And then I asked him, well, what's your major? And he's CS, so computer science, which is so hilarious. It's so predictable. Everyone's either studying business or computer science because it's the most money-making, two of the most money-making majors. And I said, oh, film, which is interesting. Interesting answer. And then I asked him where's he from, and he said he's from Jiangsu, from Wuxi, which I think I've heard of. I know Jiangsu, the province. It's northwest, so there's no way in hell. If he speaks Mandarin to me, it'll probably be pretty tough because it'll be northern Chinese, northern Mandarin. Yeah, so room 5 and room 1 are also both inhabited by Asians now, and we're all very quiet. Vanessa, the white girl, I think she's here, but she's barely here. And then Jesus and his girlfriend, they're here all the time. Also, when I finished lunch, I had to grab the sponge to wipe my dishes. I always use Jesus's blue sponge, but it suddenly disappeared. So I'm like, fine. So I immediately went into my room and I grabbed the sponge from here. Holy shit. And holy shit as in, wow, I'm resourceful. Wow. It's crazy how resourceful I actually am. And the fact that I have most of my things in my room right now. Of course I have food items and, salt and pepper, it's in the kitchen. My pan, my plates. But I also have extra plates here. I have some extra eating utensils here. All my bags, my figurines, my computer, my luggages, my bed sheets, some food, some snacks. I have a bit of everything here, which is crazy considering how small this room is. Actually, kind of crazy. So, yeah. yeah, it's actually kind of crazy how resourceful I am as well. Like, I have Tupperware and sponge, a kitchen sponge. If you randomly ask someone for a kitchen sponge, will they have it? Not sure. But yeah, I'm definitely super excited for tomorrow. I think a lot of interesting things will happen tomorrow. Again, maybe it'll be like my previous college, where the first few classes are awkward and I don't meet anyone. And I'm referring to Psychology 14, but it also kind of applies in Film 31, despite the fact that I met Pepper there. But maybe the situation will be a little different. Maybe I'll be able to make friends even faster, given that I've improved socially. I think visually I've improved too. Retablo's brother yesterday said that my hair right now is definitely glow up. I don't know if it's a glow up or not, because in the first half of 2023 I also look like this. But I think if I create like a V shape, which is very difficult, I don't really know how to do that actually. If I create a V shape and if I make the corners like lower, and if I like style my hair more and I shave, I think I look better. My skin looks better, despite the fact that I've returned to LA. I don't have acne now. I think my acne season has stopped, or like it has slowed down. So it's kind of fine. There are still scars, obviously, but it's fine. So visually, I feel like there is definitely a bit of a glow up going on. Maybe not a lot, but still, you know. And yeah, I feel like I'm more social now. I already have some connections in USC prior to even getting admitted. So the resources are there. So yeah, who knows? And again, I'll start off my day tomorrow at USC with going to the bookstore and the library to apply for jobs, going to the transportation. Transportation is the first thing I'll go because that's the most urgent. Then I'll go to class, and after class I'll go to Ralph's, and then I'll take a lift home. So that's exciting. Hopefully I meet a bunch of Asian friends there, especially in the film major. Knowing Asian friends in other majors, I don't think will be that helpful because I'm not with them all the time anyways. But yeah. Even though it's a big campus, it's too big. So they're territories, right? My territory is the northwest corner of the campus. That's where you can find the School of Cinematic Arts. That's where you can find the music school, dentist school, the swimming pool, the aquatic center, the coaching school, and Annenberg School of Communication, and the theater. That corner alone has that many schools in it. It's so crazy. So I'm excited. I'm fucking excited. I'm gonna pack up. I'm gonna bring a notebook. I'm gonna bring a folder so that I can put my worksheets down. I'm not gonna bring my laptop. But again, I'll bring a notebook. I'll bring some nice pens over there. Yeah, it'll be great. I'm gonna call my mom. Alright, time now is 11:33 a.m. on January 8th. Yeah, so here we go, boys. My USC era has officially begun. Today I'll be taking my first class at USC. And appropriately, it is the intro to film and TV theory and studies. CTCS 300. Yeah, it's funny because back in my last college, the first class I took was like abnormal psychology, which has nothing to do with anything. Anyways, I slept from 4 a.m. to 10:45, but I decided to lay on my bed for half more hour because I realized I have a lot of time. I need to leave my apartment at 12:50. That's it. So I have a bit of time. I got a bit of time for breakfast and lunch, and then I shall have a little time out to shave and pack, prepare my notebook, and prepare some good, writing utensils, stationery to bring. I'm so excited, holy shit. And I don't know, fix my room up a little bit. I don't think I need to even go that early. If I leave at 12:50 and I arrive at 1 p.m., then this means I have like a whole hour before my class starts, so I can pick up my transportation card. And the thing is, if I go to the library and the bookstore to apply for jobs, I think they'll probably just direct me to the online application, but I need to find the online application first. I couldn't find it for the bookstore. So I think my first, after the transportation card, bookstore would be my next, my next destination, I feel like. The USC bookstore, which seems like an interesting place. I don't know. But, yeah, I have no idea what to eat for breakfast. So it's cool that every Monday I don't need to wake up that early. It's very cool. Especially if I go to church on Sunday, or if I go anywhere on Sunday and I'm tired as hell, This is great. Great choice. Tomorrow is gonna suck. I need to wake up insanely early. Because I have a class at 9 a.m. and when I enrolled in it, it's like, fine, 9 a.m. is cool, but turns out it's not cool. If I wake up at 8 and leave the apartment at 8:20, that would work. But 20 minutes is a little sketchy. I probably would wake up at 7:45 tomorrow morning. Yeah, so there's that. And nothing else. I think I'll also be seeing Cliff so that we can work on the shot list together. Yeah, I think Glenn has just returned to LA. Hopefully I get to meet him whenever this week in person. Talk about the short film, but also friend stuff, 2 Hong Konger undergrads. Just yeah, it's awesome. Like, aside from Glenn, as far as undergrad USC students who are Hong Kongers, I also know Franklin. The fact that I already know 2 people before even getting in is just wild, So there's Glenn, there's Franklin in film production. We'll see. We'll definitely see. I lost weight. I weighed myself last night. I'm at 132.9. So I've lost about 3.5 pounds. Because right before I left Hong Kong, it was 136.5. Yeah, that's to be expected, but I'm glad I'm still above the 130s. I was so heavy before I left Hong Kong. I was so full that even though I lost weight here, it's like, it's not that bad. Like, I got a buffer. So, yeah, I definitely need to find ways to eat more food, but that's a later story. I really don't know what to eat for breakfast right now. Because I kind of don't want to eat cookies, but that's like the only thing I have. Cookies, I have cereal but no milk, so that's nullified. Yeah, I just realized that I do kind of need some breakfast. Yeah, we'll see. I'll have Indomie for lunch. Why not? And then I think tomorrow I'll have, I don't know, a burrito or something. The burrito I got from Trader Joe's a while back. It's in the fridge now. Alright, time now is 1:19. I need to immediately leave. But, it's a ritual, so let's go, detective! Let's go, detective! Let's go, detective! Let's go, detective! I don't feel so good right now. My belly's a little hurt. And I also need to find my folders and everything. Okay, got it. just finished the first class at USC. Pretty intriguing. It's called free lift. Oh boy, hope it works. Never bought this before. Gonna try. Okay. This also. Alright, time now is 7:45, just got home. I'm not gonna like change my clothes or anything now, because right after this I'm gonna go out and cook dinner. But I would like to talk a bit about what happened today. Today is the first day of class at USC, and it's quite an intriguing experience. Nothing too crazy or mind-blowing, but still very interesting. I think what happens around that class, like outside of that class, is even more interesting than the class itself. Anyways, right off the bat in the morning, I left. And I was originally planning to take the 12:50 bus. I ended up taking the 13:20 bus to USC, which is fine. I feel like if I leave my apartment at 12:50 and then arrive at like 1 p.m., I would have too much time to kill, and I would feel like a moron. So, anyways, I gave myself a little bit more time. I made lunch and I ate it up. I wasn't even that hungry, but I ate it up anyways. Didn't feel good. And left and arrived. So the first problem arrives. When I went to the bus stop I always go to get to USC, there's cops, and there are a bunch of people. There are a bunch of people just there, and I don't know what's happening. And then there are fences in the back, and one of the black dudes, I think he's pretty old, an old black dude behind the fence, was like, my friend, and I turned around, and he was looking at me, and he's like, if I were you, I would go to the next bus stop. There's an accident here. The bus isn't gonna stop here. And I'm like, okay, thank you. So I walked to the next bus stop, which is not that far away. And I got onto the bus, and I'm hoping that it would be a bus driver who's just gonna let me hop onto the bus without paying. So there's another Asian guy, also fancy look, nice jacket, also sunglasses, very obviously a USC student. He hopped onto the bus and he immediately gave money. He tapped his card. I don't know why or how he got his card. So it's my turn. And I was just gonna bluff my way. I told him, oh, I'm a USC student. And he's like, nah, you still gotta pay. So I took out my wallet and I started searching for $1 bills. Turns out they're all gone. All my $1 bills are gone. I used them all up. I still have $1 bills in my, my little wallet thing, but, it's gone. I don't have it. So I searched for coins, and I thought I have a small bag of coins in my backpack. Turns out it's not there. It's in my diagonal bag. So I'm screwed. So I told him, okay, I'll give it to you later. And I never gave it to him. I went to my seat, and when the door opened, I wanted to get off. There are multiple bus stops at USC. There's the one at the very edge, there's the one in the middle, and there's the one at the very east side. I wanted to get off at the middle one because I want to get to McCarthy Quad. But I ended up, when the bus doors opened for the and the other Asian guy got off, I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna follow him off. So I went off and I escaped. So yeah, I did a bit of a crime. I did a bit of a felony. But again, I'm a USC student. I'm not supposed to pay for this. So there's that. So, anyways, I feel a little bad, but I had to, okay? So, I walked to McCarthy Quad. Wow, is it a long walk? It's way. USC, the campus feels small, but when you have to walk from point A to point B, it's really large actually. Also, you can walk from north to south in like 15 minutes, but east to west, I think will take way longer. So, anyways, I reached McCarthy Quad, and I immediately found the transportation center. It feels weird. The fact that I'm in this campus now, I'm one of the students here now, and I see waves and waves of students. And when I was in my previous college, it was a community college, so there are a lot of people that are older than me. But this time around, we're all around the same age. We're all 18, 19-year-olds, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24-year-olds. And we're all just walking around, and it's crazy. And I'm just thinking about how far I've gone in life. Like back in secondary school, I've never thought that one day I'm going to be dressed in nice clothes, with better hair, shaved, I'll be confident, and I'm just going to stroll on the campus alone in such an alien environment and still know my way around. It's honestly a really badass moment. Anyways, I found the transportation center, easy peasy. It's right beside the card services building. I lined up for about 5 minutes, and finally, boom, shakalaka. I got the USC transportation pass. This is what I've been waiting for. Now I can take buses, metros, everything for free. I think I still need to do something about it, but I have the card now. So I have the ID and the UPass card, so I'm feeling good. It's also cool that, when I was in Hong Kong in the intermission, I didn't really care for USC and I didn't do much research, but immediately after, especially in the last couple of weeks, I've been doing a lot of research on the transportation and meal plans and housing and all that, and finding out about the USC pass is great. I feel like I'm one of the first few people to immediately get one. So, yeah. Then I was going to walk to USC bookstore to apply for a job. I looked at my phone, turns out it's already 1:50. Also, when I was walking to the McCarthy Quad, someone randomly stopped me, was like, "Hey, are you interested in the Bible study and learning of Jesus Christ?" And I couldn't hear it because I was listening to music, and I'm like, "What?" And then I'm like, "Nah, I'm in a hurry," so I just left. Like, what the fuck, It's another thing is, I'm a little bit mean. Like, I wasn't like, "Oh, no thank you." I just told him, "I'm in a hurry, no." And it's cool that I get to be mean nowadays. Because that's, I think, one of the mini goals I have for 2024 is I need to be less nice because I feel like I'm too nice. Okay, anyways, I wanted to go to the bookstore. It's already 1:50 and I thought, screw it. I'll do that tomorrow. I'm gonna head to SCA right now. And boy, was that a long walk. That took me like maybe 6 minutes. It's not that 6 minutes is not long, but still it felt long. And I walked really fast too. The good thing is I didn't need to look at a map. I didn't even need it. I already know that side of the campus. So McCarthy Quad, there's the main road, there's the Taper Hall of Humanities, which I and Thomas have sneaked in a couple times already. Past that, you find the Norris Theater. Past that, you have the Fountain, you have the music department, Beng Theater, and then boom, SCA, boom, boom, boom. I walked into it, and oh my god, I'm a student here. So, I started looking for the room that I needed to go into. And I had no idea how to find it. And I started paying attention at the people around me. What if they're also trying to get into the same room, same class as me? There are a couple of Chinese people, Chinese girls. And they're like, where is it? Chinese Americans, because they're speaking English. And then there are 3 other students, also girls, and they're also like walking around trying to look. And then I just started following them. And they're like, "Oh, it's a Raystar Theater." I overheard it, and I followed them to the Raystar Theater, and then I entered it, and boom, that is the class. So it's cool, because I've been to Raystar Theater. I think I went to Raystar Theater to watch Revolutions of Our Time back in May 2022, 2 years ago. So it's good that this is like familiar territory. So I decided to seat towards the left side, middle aisle seat. Nice chill spot, a loner spot. And I looked around and wow, first of all, a lot of people. I think there are like 40 something or 50 something people in that theater. And it's a little underwhelming. This is the part where it starts getting underwhelming. Everyone started pulling out their laptops. I didn't bring a laptop because it's annoying, it's heavy. People have like very tiny MacBooks and I have like a gaming laptop. I'm not going to bring that there. So I jot notes. I got a notebook and I jot notes the good old way. It is a little embarrassing, but you know what? It's cool. I like jotting notes. I think it's a cool quirk. So I think I'm going to keep doing that. Unless the notes get worse and worse. But yeah. And then we have the Vietnamese American professor. She's really nice. But immediately I already preferred the bald professor back in Santa Monica than this one. It's crazy because USC is one of the greatest film schools in the world. And I know there's just one class and one professor, but the teaching style and the level of knowledge that the bald professor has is like paramount against this one. So when the class began, and I'm comparing it to film 2 and film 5. In film 2 and film 5, we get to have, there's a roll call, so, which is great because I get to know who's in the class. I can hear the names. And then there's self-introduction, like everyone introduces themselves, which is really cool. And we get to talk about our favorite films. The bald professor is so much funnier and so much more interesting. And this one, she started talking about like the beginning of film with Lumiere brothers and Georges Méliès, the close-up, and then Passion of Joan of Arc, Carl Theodor Dreyer, I don't know, it's Danish. And it's sort of like jumps around the map. But the bald professor, he starts from the beginning. He starts from Chinese puppet theater and then the camera obscura. And then like, you know, he talks about the Nickelodeon and how film started off and how it became sort of like a business in Hollywood. But in here, it's just sort of like a mess. And she presents it in a very boring way with a very subpar PowerPoint with terrible layouts. And I'm just there thinking, I was entertained not by her presentation, but by my own thoughts. Like, I see a scene from The Great Train Robbery, and I was thinking how if I was a teacher, I would teach it this way. Like, oh, you know, a lot of people may think, oh, black and white silent film, boring. But look, the film started with a man pointing a gun at the audience. It jolts the audience, it's exciting. Imagine seeing this in the 1910s. It's gonna blow your mind, right? But it's just not taught in a very interesting way. But thankfully, I'm a hardcore enough cinephile that I paid attention all the time. And there are people who are like ready Freddy, like they brought a Criterion tote bag in there just to show off. Like I can tell, okay? And like when people raise their hands, I wanted to raise my hands and like talk, but I never did today, but I probably want to next time. But people were like talking about, oh yeah, I saw that sunset. It reminds me of Sunset Boulevard. That reminds me of the film Amadeus. That film reminds me of Goodfellas. And it's just like, okay, you're showing off. So 2 seats to my right is a Chinese guy, and he's like a very chilled, very laid back person. And then we have the 10-minute break. And I immediately found Ben, who I met in the orientation last Friday. And I was gonna go and find Ben. I couldn't find him. So I just stood outside of that theater in the lobby, sort of like the main building area in CMD, but now we're in at USC. And I just stood there, and then the Chinese guy who sat beside me came up to me and was like, "Hey, what's your name?" I said Enoch. His name is Rocky, and I asked him where he's from. He said DC, which is hilarious because I saw him using WeChat, and he's looking at Chinese words, and it's hilarious. But he told me DC, and then Ben finds me, and I was like, "Hey," and then we sort of formed a group. And then another guy joined in. He's an Asian guy, tall. His name is Ryan. I saw him at the orientation, but never spoke to him. But he just sort of just joined in. He saw a group of 3, might as well. I'm so glad. I immediately found myself a group. It's kind of like in film 40. Right off the bat, I immediately find myself being with Miles and Eric and Christian and Ella. It was the 5 of us, and we just stood around outside of the CMD for like a whole hour and talked. But now it's all men, and then Logan showed up and joined us. So us 5 talked a little bit, and it's cool. But it's a little bit different because the Chinese guy Rocky, he's like not serious about this at all, because he also took a class earlier this morning, and he's really not feeling well. He's bored by it. He's disappointed by it. And he's like, "Nah, I don't know. Honestly, yeah, it's a little boring, but I'm still gonna like give my best, you know." Also, there are like video essay assignments. There are short film assignments. Like, I'm gonna ace that, okay? Watch me ace that. But yeah, so there's that. And then I saw across the room, up north, the girl who did Boom Op in John L. short film. And I'm like, "Oh, she's there." And then we went back to the theater and we watched King Kong, 1933. And it's fucking hilarious. It's a very racist film, very misogynistic, and it's so racist, it's almost funny, and we kept laughing. Right after the film, North was sitting at the very front, wearing a hoodie and a mask. She raised her hand and she talked a lot, and she talked about how racist the film is, and then she said the gorilla is black coded, and she said he, and then he because he's masculine coded, but gender is just a construction. She's very progressive, and I can tell some people in the back are like, "Oh, so she's one of those like ultra leftists, you know." But I'm just like, "Oh my god, it's North." Want to talk to her after class. So it went on and on and on. I really wanted to raise my hand, but I never did. But I really wanted to. But if I did, I would just be adding to the same comments again and again. It's racist. It's misogynist. It's imperialist. It's a colonizer's perspective. And some people were like, "Oh, there's that one scene where the black boy is left behind, and it's like it implies police brutality, and they're stretching it really far." I agree that the film is very racist, but that's like a very far stretch. But yeah, I just feel like, I don't know, I could critique the film without stretching it and be fair about it and still recognize the colonizing themes that it has. Anyways, the class is over, and it's crazy that the first day of class and I already have some connections. So there's Rocky and there's Ben, and we were gonna like talk, and then I saw North, and it looks like she's about to leave. So I'm like, "Oh, excuse me," and I walked up to her, and it was in the outside area, it's in the lobby. I'm like, "Hey," and she looked at me and she's like, "Hey, you look familiar, but I don't know where you're from." And I'm like, "Oh, you're the Boom Op in Anywhere the Wind Blows." And she's like, "Oh, you're the scripty." And I'm like, "Yeah." So, and then she's like, I'm heading to the USC Village. Do you want to walk and talk? And I'm like, "Oh yeah, I'm going to say goodbye to them first." So I went to Rocky and Ben and I said bye. And to them, it's probably a little bit weird, because to them, it's like, "Oh, I'm suddenly talking to a random girl that I just met. And it's that ultra leftist girl." But truth is, I already know her, which is fucking crazy. The fact that I've worked on John L. short film really put me in an advantage. Like, maybe tomorrow morning I'll run into someone I know. Who knows, man? So, that's crazy. But yeah. So, and it felt a little weird. I feel like, I don't know. Hopefully they understand. Hopefully the boys, Ben and Rocky, hopefully they understand. You know, next time I see them, I'll explain to them. Oh, it's a girl that I met before. You know. But yeah, I walked and talked with her, and again, parallels. I'm drawing parallels. On the first day of Film 31, I walked and talked with Pepper, and here it's with North. And she revealed that she's sophomore, so she's probably a couple years or a year younger than me, which is kind of crazy because I always thought she's older than me. I also, for some reason, thought she's like a really buff person. I don't know, maybe we're just wearing a lot of clothes. But we talked and she's really nice and she's like, oh, so, you know, what class you're taking? I mean, I asked her that, but, you know. She said she has another class later. She's taking a special effects class. She's taking CTWR, which is some screenwriting class. And then she's taking a film production class. And I'm like, what? And she's like, yeah, CTPR 426. And I'm like, I've never heard of that. And she's like, yeah, they don't tell you anything. They don't tell anything to the CAMS people. And I wrote it down. I took out my phone and I wrote it down. I'm very hardworking. And then she told me about AAPSA or something, like Asian and Pacific Islander Film Society or something. And she's like, oh, you know, you can join that. She told me that. So she's a CAMS major as well, and I was shocked. I thought she's film production. I thought she's like film production with an emphasis on sound. I had no idea she's CAMS. Maybe I mixed her up with someone else. I don't know, but it's weird. And then she asked me, oh, so no, like, cause I have like Google spreadsheet with all the film classes, and I'm like, oh, I'm actually interested in taking intro to art direction. And she's like, oh, that's a good choice because there's 310, which is the famous film class, the famous film production class, where the entire class form trios, and these three people take turns. One's a producer, one's a director, one's a DP. They do 3 projects. 3 people, 3 projects. But someone's missing. Production designer. And they choose a production designer, but it doesn't need to be a film production student. Meaning, if I take the intro to art direction and I'm good at it, and I know some stuff about art directing and production designing, I could potentially join 310 indirectly, which is awesome. So, who knows? So the more I learn about these things, the more I'm like, man, maybe it's a good idea to stay in film studies. I'll still apply to film production, internal transfer, and I'll still have that very difficult dilemma. But today, I learned that it's better to be in film studies almost, because A, I get to minor in something. B, it's chill. Like, if I take film studies, okay, that's what North said. She likes being in CAMS because she's free in the weekends, which means she have time to crew on other shorts. While if you're a production student, you don't have time to do that. It's classes, even on Saturday and Sunday, which is insane, but it's just kind of like that. So, if I do films, and again, CTPR 426, that's a class. That's a film production class for people who are not in film production. So I can also take that. So, I don't know. Again, I can crew on shorts. I can also indirectly join 310. That would be a dream. Another thing is, she told me that USC has a serious lack of sound and art. Which is true for all film schools. Nobody likes sound and art, but I like art because I'm a nerd. I told her I have an art history class for GE, and she's like, oof, that's boring. And I'm like, no, actually, I I took an art history class in my last college, and I find it pretty interesting. So, I'm a bit of an art guy myself. I'm a bit of an art guy. So yeah, we were at the USC Village, and we said goodbye. She lives in the dorm there. So I walked to Ralph's. It was a very long walk. It was very long. Went to Ralph's, and I love it there. It's like way bigger than the Wilshire Boulevard Ralph's. And lots of choices, and the more I explore that place, the more things I learn. Like, there's a good variety of instant noodles and dole noodles there, which is really nice. I got $30-something worth of stuff, and then I called a Lyft. It's the first time I used the USC free Lyft service, Frift, or Share Lyft, Shrift. And it actually worked. And a car came to me, and after that, the car went to another spot and picked another girl up. The girl is South Asian American. She's definitely a student. I mean, only students can use the service. And then the car dropped me off, and then I had to walk. Again, the walk was very long. It took me like 8 minutes to walk back home. But you know what? It's fine. Back in the Santa Monica days, I have to walk 10 minutes and then take a bus. And then another 3 minutes just to go to Ralph's. But now it's 8-minute walk. No problemo. So you know what? It's good. It's all good, and I'm feeling good. It's great. Also, yeah, joining the Asian Film Society is going to be expensive. She said it's one of the cheaper clubs to join. It's like $20 per semester. But still 20. What the fuck? And I originally planned to join 2 clubs. Like, I wanted to join HKSA, and then I wanted to join the film club. I don't know. Maybe if I land a couple jobs, I'll consider joining 2 clubs. But yeah, I didn't have time to visit the bookstore today, but I'll definitely go tomorrow. I don't know when, but I'll go tomorrow. I have 40 minutes between... So tomorrow, it's at the Norris Theater, American Film History, which is probably going to be boring as fuck. And then I have 40 minutes to arrive at DMC to do art history. Maybe within that 40-minute time span, I could head to the bookstore real quick and do it. It's a little farther, but I'm sure it's possible. And then hopefully I'll directly head to Culver City and meet up with Cliff and talk to him about the shot list. I'm gonna bring my burrito with me, which I got from Trader Joe's, which I still haven't eaten. And that's the plan. Yeah. I forgot to mention one proud moment I have was the guy next to me, Rocky. He when he first talked to me, he was like, "Oh, are you a first-year student?" And I'm like, "No." I said yes, but no, I'm a transfer student, and this is my first class. And he's like, "Oh no, I didn't notice, cause you seem calm." And I'm like, "I seem tall?" And he's like, "No, calm." And I'm like, "Oh, cause I sat on my seat in such a confident way, and I was so laid back. I don't feel like a nervous first timer, like, oh, new class, oh, I'm like just laid back, just chilling. So that's a compliment. And then Ben came, and then Ben was like, "Where are you from?" And he said China, which is hilarious, but yeah, that's it. Looking forward though. Looking forward. We'll see. This is Trader Joe's Cajun chicken Alfredo pasta.